Attention. I think we all know why we're here. To honor this man, Mr. Jim Hastie. Above me?
Yep.
So I won't talk too long. I do have a few things I thought you guys might like to hear about. So I'm just going to read off this. Most of us know Jim is a true ball through and through. Not only is he a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the history of UT sports and all things UT.
Not really.
Jim has also seen just about every square inch of this campus, including those who work in those spaces, and made relationships with those people over the years, all the while keeping us pest-free for 44 years.
Wow.
So this is why we all know, this is why Jim is known all over campus as Jim the Bug Man. Everyone knows Jim, and Jim knows everyone, right?
Not everybody.
Anyway, that said, I went digging for a little bit of information, maybe some lesser known facts about Jim that we may not all know about.
Better be good.
And this is what I found. So, even before he was battling bugs, Jim bled orange at a young age due to his father's ties to the university. His father's name was Elwood Pope Hastie. Some of you may have known him. He was employed at UT Environmental Health and Safety, which at that time handled the sanitation safety department as well. So I guess he himself was also a bug man.
Yeah, he was a bug.
So how many of you know that Jim was a graduate from the university? Yeah. About 25% of you. So in the fall of 1969, Jim enrolled as a freshman at UT. That's before I was born.
Sorry.
How many of you know that Jim is an electrician? Nobody. So while in school, he worked the summer months, about 5 summers? As an electrician for Davis Electric Company in is it Morristown?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
I was a helper.
A helper. That's okay, just go with it. Let's see, how many of you know that Jim was a bouncer, or is a bouncer, or was, I guess? Yeah?
Still bouncing, Jim?
Yeah. So during his 1975-76 academic year, he worked at Strong Hall, Sophronia Strong Hall, not the Strong Hall today, the Residence Hall. And his job duties were night clerk, and he alerted for fires.
Yes.
Of course, I got this information off his job application when he applied for the physical plan. But in his handwriting, he also wrote one of his job duties at Strong Hall was to keep in mind it was a women's dorm, to keep the men out of the women's dorm. So how'd that go for you?
Went pretty good.
I'm sure it did if you're the only.
Yeah.
All right.
I worked there 2 years and I saw like 3 people. Okay, so whatever.
All right. So finally, on June the 11th, 1976, Jim graduated from UT with a Bachelor of Science degree in education. All right.
True.
Not only that, he continued on to explore graduate school. Fall of 70, it was a quarter system, so fall of 76, and then the winter quarter and spring quarter 77. Jim was also a chef. Remember those days? No? So as a graduate student, he continued working at Morrell Hall Cafeteria, where he continued.
I worked in the dish room.
Well, you just said cafeteria.
Okay. I'm the chef. You're right. I'm the chef.
All right. So after a short stint there at Morrell Hall, he had another short stint for the summer of 77 at Hamilton Bank. Is that also in Morristown? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, Jim surprised us by learning that we learned that he served as a maintenance worker, a painter, custodian, and a courier for the bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. All right. So finally, on August 16th of 1977, Jim started his first full-time position with UT. Full-time position.
When was that?
1977.
I don't know. I was wondering.
I was not quite 3 yet. Anyway, He started at UT in rental properties. For those that don't know, rental is I think it's kind of a housing unit in a way.
It was married student housing.
It's married student housing, so they had auxiliary properties throughout the surrounding area of his campus, off-campus housing. So there, of course, he continued his skills as a plumber, electrician, carpenter, and painter.
Yes, sir.
Anybody want to guess what his hourly wage was?
75 cents.
No, not, it is UT, but not that. It was $2.88 an hour.
It's 260.
What's it? 238?
Okay.
John Parker signed it?
I don't believe it. Okay.
All right, so finally in 1979, he transferred to the physical plant, facility services, as an exterminator trainee. And the rest is history, with the exception, he was honored as a Chuck Thompson Award recipient in 2017. And anyway, all that said, Jim, we're truly blessed to have worked and laughed with you over 44 years, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Card for you. Everybody sign. That's yours, of course. I guess we need to get a picture, don't we? Hey, Randy.